Hello, I'm Karma Kitaj, and I'm your host for A Livelihood, New Adventures as We Age. And today I'm going to introduce you to Leni Webber. And Leni has a business, which we'll talk about briefly, but the reason she's here today is because she also does two very wonderful things with her life now. What are those wonderful things, Leni?
Well, thank you, Karma. One wonderful thing I do is sing. I started focusing on my singing probably about 3.5, almost 4 years ago now, after not singing for many, many years, though I had sung in my mid-20s. So that's one thing that I do. And the other thing is I'm a competitive runner. So I do a lot of running in national races. I'm part of a wonderful club called Liberty Athletic Club, which is a women's running club. And so we compete in a lot of races.
Yeah. So people of a certain age, right, don't usually start running as you did. But so let me know about that. How did it come into your mind that you wanted to run? Okay,
well, I had run in my 30s and into my early 40s, but just kind of ran like everybody runs, and 3-4 miles,
just
that kind of thing.
For exercise.
Yeah, and I did compete in some races, but was certainly not competitive about it. And then what happened is I started training with a coach. I've been training with her for about 16 years now, and the whole emphasis when you work with her is on really setting goals and trying to achieve them in running, although it can spill over into other areas. So over those years, I've basically gotten faster and faster. If you kind of factor in growing older and you take that into account, there's still a way to sort of measure how fast you are compared to other people at your age groups.
Do you travel all over the United States?
Well, yeah, I mean, it isn't like I'm on an airplane every other weekend, but we do look for races that, and we'll go to where the race is.
So, I have no idea what you even do to train for this high level.
To improve?
Yeah.
You want to run a certain number of miles a week, but it might be a lot less than people might think. And my coach is also doing a lot of research on this. I mean, she has a doctorate in researching women in older ages competing. And so the results are that you really don't have to run as many miles as people might think. I run about 25 miles a week. And the other part of it is to do exercise to strengthen your muscles, etc. And then you do what are called threshold runs, that you run at a high peak, a high intensity, maybe for short periods of time. So there are strategies which help you to get faster.
So when you train, when you do, what do you call it, your threshold?
Right, that's
runs,
one part of it, yeah.
Yeah, do you often train with your team?
No, not really. I often train alone, or I'll have a certain number of workouts I have to do a week. And sometimes it's better to do the workout on your own, because other people aren't doing the same workout, or it can be distracting. But if I have to do a long run, which sometimes I run 8-9 miles, whatever, it's a lot more fun to do it with some other people.
And are there, you said you've worked with a coach for years and years. So what does she teach you?
Well, I guess
it's a secret.
It's not really a secret. I mean, she's written a book called Move, M-O-V-E, but I'm chuckling because it might not be what you think. Because it's not about necessarily the workouts, although the workouts are very important, but it's about setting realistic goals and then achieving them based on the concept of it takes 10,000 hours or 10 years of training to really achieve something meaningful. So it's about setting doable goals and reaching that goal and then getting to the next level. So it's about support and accountability.
So let's talk about your singing. And I know you have a song waiting for us, right?
I do.
And let's get to that in a moment, though, because I know you said that you did sing early on in your 20s, right? And you sang with a group, and you loved that. But then there was a long spell where you really didn't sing that much, huh?
Except to my car radio.
So what brought you back to it?
I've always been musical. My family was musical, and I've always loved singing, but I wasn't doing anything professionally or even at all, hobby, nothing, for a long time, and except singing really loudly on to my car radio. So really, it was when I went to see James Taylor at Tanglewood with my husband 3 or 4 years ago, and he was singing, and I was singing along with him at the top of my lungs, trying not to annoy too many people around me, and then I just turned to my husband and I said, I'm going to take singing lessons. And that was it.
So I know you sing in a lot of different genres, right? And what's the song that you're going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing a song called Give Me One Reason, and Tracy Chapman recorded this. And usually I'm playing with a band or an accompanist, and today I won't be, so
it will sound a little different.
It will sound a little different
when you perform, huh?
Right. As Karma said, this song is a song that was written and recorded by Tracy Chapman. In 1995, she won a Grammy for this song. It's one of my favorites. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You've got to make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number, and I know that you got mine.
So that was a lovely song.
Thank you.
And as we said, you didn't have your usual background. You're accompanist, but it sounded great from where I was standing.
Thank you, Karma. Good to have you there.
Yeah, and I know you've played at some good places around town here, right? In Cambridge at Riles and
Riles, Johnny D's, a place called the Lily Pad.
And you also play for private parties, right?
Private parties, yep.
So if people want to reach you for a private party, they should go to your website at leniwebber.com, right?
Right, leniwebber.com. That will do it.
Okay, Leni, we're going to have to stop. So I'm so happy to have met you and to hear all about this.
Thank you, Karma,
all
for
that you
interviewing me.
do. It's
Thank you.
Fantastic.